Ian, firstly, congratulations. We are full of admiration and pride for what your team delivered. What's it like as a gaffer?
Yeah, our overriding thought at the moment, Davey, is delighted to be in the final. We have to acknowledge that. It's a fantastic achievement for the players, the football club, the supporters. Partick Thistle have to get a lot of credit as well. It takes two teams to make a good competitive, not just one game but two games, really, really hard. We've had hard games against them this season, and I think it shows how tight it is when it's separated by a 10-minute penalty kick competition. So as happy as we are, we have to also respect the opposition, and I feel for them because they've worked incredibly hard over the 36 regular games, and then they've had 4 playoff games as well. But yeah, delighted. I'd rather be sitting here in the final. Regardless how we get there, I always believe in these competitions. It's about it's not about how you play or how you get through. It's about getting through. We've done it. We had to battle hard. We had to show tremendous character throughout the whole season and the 2 games.
Talked about the 90 minutes and how your tactical plan and looking at the formation you set up. How do you feel that worked? Tell me that boring bit of analysis in amongst all this glee.
Yeah, I expected Partick to freshen their team up a little bit. I didn't think they were going to go gung-ho. I didn't think they needed to. Chris alluded to that pre-match as well, and I understand that. I don't think I would have either. I felt on Tuesday we played really, really well. Our distances were so good between the players. Tonight they weren't as good for whatever reason. It can happen, the way the opposition, they were much more aggressive on us tonight in terms of getting higher up the park than they were on Tuesday. They kind of let us have the ball. Tonight they didn't, so they rushed us into passes, they rushed us into clearances. We lose the opening goal. I thought it was a really harsh decision on Ewan Murray. He's turned his back, and to get a yellow card's bordering on ridiculous, if I'm being truthful. And then it deflects into the net, and there's not a lot you can do in the training ground to stop that, or when that happens. Then we score a really good goal, delighted, one full back crossing for the other, and we pop up and we get ourselves back on track, and then we lose a really bad goal on the stroke of half time. A terrible time to lose a goal, but the manner we lost it was really poor. We talked about it in terms of the way we press the ball, and the way that we press, we have to engage. If we don't engage, then we're going to have problems. So disappointed with that, but the second half I thought we dug in so tremendously well. I thought we gave every ounce of effort and determination on the park. I think both teams lacked a little bit of quality towards the end of the game, through to tiredness, and obviously they miss a fantastic chance in the 90-odd minute to go and win the tie.
2 sets of athletes really going at it across the breadth of the game. Maybe the first sentence that you said on camera when you joined Raith Rovers was, "There will be no team fitter or more determined than mine." I think the proof was out there tonight.
Yeah, I think so. And it's not built quickly. It takes time to. I've always said it, to build good things. I came in here and I said to the mainstream press as well, I always felt when I came at Raith, we're seen as a little bit soft at times. That was outside perception. I don't think we're seen as that now. I think stats tell you that in terms of the regular season wins by a goal. So we have had to dig in pretty much all season and try to go over the line, and we've had to dig in tonight. So that myth's been put to bed. We're pretty hardy, we're pretty solid, we've got good players. We're like every team, we've got our flaws as well. We're not going to sit here and think we're kings of the castle. We've got dents in our armour, that's for sure, but we've got so much good quality. We've got good guys as well. I think you see that with our captain this season, Scott Brown. It'd been a travesty if he was the fall guy tonight in terms of the penalty kicks, because over not just the 2 legs, but he was absolutely immense, best player in the park for me over the season. Over the time he's been here, he's shown leadership qualities beyond belief. He's shown quality beyond belief, so I'm glad that this evening it's not on him.
He makes a quite remarkable double block that keeps the tie in the balance, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He does tremendously. I think the second one in particular, he's straight back up, try to block the next one, and that's what you need. And playoff games are hard. I said that they're battles. They're not going to be pretty. We kind of got set up quite well for them. We had to go up to Inverness, which was a battle. We had to go to Greenock Morton, which is always a battle. So we were quite ready for it. It's never going to be free-flowing, silky football over 180 minutes in playoff matches, regardless of who you're playing or what the score is in the first leg. And that's come to fruition tonight. We've had to really dig in. We've had to put a lot of energy into that mentally and physically, but we'll recover quickly. I think Partick Thistle have shown everybody the myth of being tired in football. It doesn't happen very often. It's an easy label to give somebody, but they've come through a really hard period and they showed no signs of letting up. I knew they would come here and expect to win the game.
in that respect, I guess that Partick Thistle given us a bit of a template for the energy and desire that's required for the final itself.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Again, we're not going to sit here and think we know it all, because we don't. We have to look at other teams and what they do and how they do things, how they set up, how they handle occasions. It's now our turn to go into the 4-game stretch, if you like, and see how we handle it. But we will. I've got full belief in the players, full trust in them. I've had it all season. Like I say, the regular season stats show that we don't stop going. We just keep going. We keep believing. We're going to take hits along the way. The reality is, and I've said to the players, we're 2 games away from the Premier League. Now, they're going to be extremely hard games regardless of who we're playing, because we're going to be playing against better opposition than what we're used to, but we're going to enjoy it. I think tonight was the really, really hard part. This was the bit where we thought, we deserve to be in that final to a certain extent, but we had to go and earn it again. We've done that, so now we recover, we rest. Won't be a lot of training getting done, probably a bit more video and data than normal going into the Thursday night game, but we're certainly going to enjoy this.
Your team struck me throughout the season, but particularly tonight with your use of subs is really fluid in terms of the options that you've got. I can bring one player on, I can drop one back. You're always kind of shifting and reshaping. Are you still always pondering for what's the most appropriate 11 for a game rather than your best 11? Yeah,
there's always reasons. Again, hindsight's a wonderful thing in football, good and bad. We played Lewis Vaughan at Firhill as a lone striker, and Lewis that's not his best position. When you speak to Lewis, he likes to play number 10. I just felt in playoff games you might not get many chances. When something falls in the box, who do you want to end it? It's Lewis Vaughan, and that's what happened on Tuesday evening. It didn't quite happen this evening, but what he's done for us is he's put in an incredible shift, aggressive. He's stronger than what people imagine. He's small, so his centre of gravity is lower. It makes it hard for defenders, and we know in and around the box they can show us real quality. Kyle Turner isn't a left wing player, if that's what you want to call it, but what he does in the final third, he can go both ways, and that's what we needed. He showed that again against Arbroath. He showed that in the 2 ties. So it's brilliant for me to have options. And I know we always have a laugh about midfielders and a little bit of stick and all that sort of thing and good nature, but it's so important for me. It's the most important part of football. Box to box. We're in this sort of time now in football where people, or midfielders in particular, have this set position, defensive or attacking. That's not midfield for me. Midfield is you have to be up there, you have to be down defending, you have to go up and join the attack, you have to pass the ball, head the ball, tackle. I think we've got players that can do all of them.
Talk to me about the penalty kick series of efforts, really, I guess. I was speaking with Scott Brown, who says it wasn't difficult to pick people. There was hands up and there was a togetherness. I really liked the description of your supporters, well, that he said what will be will be. Were you in and around that? What was your thoughts? Do you lead that? Do you just stand off and let the boys do it? They've had their training, they've been coached in that way. What's it like for the sideline? Yeah,
I think it's always hard when it goes to penalties for both teams. It's not a situation as a player I would like. Unfortunately, I was never in one, so I don't know, and I'm glad. And I give full credit to both sets of players who decided they were strong enough to go up and take a kick, because we've seen some great players over the years in terms of world football missing penalties because it's a high pressure moment. I left the players to it, if I'm being truthfully honest. I think they know it's whoever's confident at that time. It's whoever is ready to go and take the kick. I've got leaders in the changing room. I've got a good bunch of guys. I've said it before, David, I'm very rarely in that changing room because I don't need to be in it. It's different if you've got to be. It's like a classroom. You need a teacher there all the time and looking over people. I don't need to do it. I've got Scott Brown, I've got Ewan Murray, I've got Josh Mullen, I've got Shawnee Byrne, I've got Big Kev. There's always something going on, but they're a good bunch of guys. They're a focused bunch of guys. They will have a good time, but they'll know when the line stops, and if somebody goes over it, they'll sort it out.
The scenes at the end are really, really special. They're not often repeated across the footballing globe, really, is particularly for lower league clubs, watching our team just aspiring to get to the top of the mountain there. Will you watch some of that back in terms of even just the footage of the crowd? Because, I'm sitting with guys and we've got thousands of games between us, and it was jaw-dropping stuff. What was it like?
Yeah, it's again something I've not really been involved in previously as a player or manager. but it shows you what it means to people. A lot of young kids on that pitch at the end, staying up really late tonight, so they'll be tired tomorrow, but also a lot of adults on the pitch as well, because that's football. Football brings out emotion in everybody, good and bad at times. Things happen and we can get caught up a little bit, but that's just because we love football. We love occasions. We have so many disappointments in this game that when you have a good moment you must celebrate it, and I'm a firm believer in that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the videos over the weekend. I'll probably watch the game back tonight when I get in, because it's going to be a long night in terms of sleep.
We get together to share these nights, and it's a joy to be part of it. I'm glad that you're getting the sense of achievement immediately. I think I'm maybe about the 300th person that's interviewed. We're always happy to wait. So I'll finish with where I started, and that's to say congratulations. We're just incredibly proud of our team. We're respectful of our opposition, but that's special.
Thank you. Cheers, Davey.